NASA conspiracy theories are not new. They are powerful and endearing. Some are even a little far-fetched. Others seem valid and might actually be true. Is NASA hiding the truth from us? Better yet, is NASA even real? In today's list, we'll be looking at some of their conspiracy theories you never knew about. Number 10. There is a face on Mars. In 1976, NASA's Viking 1 spacecraft took a picture of what appears to be a face on Mars. You have to admit, it really does look like a face, doesn't it? Thousands of conspiracy theorists have immediately jumped to the conclusion that there are aliens on the red planet, leaving behind evidence of their existence. NASA, however, has pointed out that the suspected face is really just a pile of rocks casting shadows that resemble face-like features. NASA has followed up with better resolution pictures taken from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter and the Mars Global Surveyor in 1998 and 2001. These new images have made it quite clear that the face on Mars is nothing more than a trick of light and shadows on a completely normal Martian mound. What do you think? Is NASA just covering their tracks or what? Next up at number 9, the moon landings are fake. There are millions of people who believe that the Apollo moon landings are fake. 12 NASA astronauts have walked on the moon between 1969 and 1972. The Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter has since released new photos of the landing sites. In the decade since Apollo 11 astronauts first set foot on the moon, many theories have been claiming that the whole Apollo program is staged. Here are some of the main questions conspiracy theorists ask. Why are there no stars in the sky in the moonwalkers' photos? Why are the U.S. flags fluttering on the surface? Why do you see footprints in the pictures but no marks from the lunar modules that landed there? NASA's reasoning is that there are no stars in the photographs because the camera is specifically focused on the astronauts, not the stars in the background. It's also because you don't see stars during the day on Earth, right? It's a similar concept in space. The bright glow of daylight on the surface washes them out. Conspiracy theorists have picked up on another strange occurrence. The U.S. flag planted onto the lunar soil has metal rods sewn onto them and appear as though they are moving. Without these wires, the flag would have hung straight down, making for a pretty lackluster photo prop. The lunar modules, on the other hand, are heavier and haven't made prominent marks on the surface in some places because their mass are more evenly distributed than the astronauts' weight in their boots. Number 8. NASA is a lie. Some folks actually believe NASA's whole function is not to explore space, but to generate space-related hoaxes and, of course, make a whole lot of money out of their campaigns. People who believe in these conspiracies sometimes flag with the hashtag NASA hoax on social media, saying that amazing space pictures of Mars, Pluto, and even Earth are fake and computer-generated imagery, CGI. In reality, NASA was founded in 1958 to provide research into problems of flight within and outside the Earth's atmosphere. President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed off on this project shortly after the start of the space race against the Soviet Union. Since then, NASA has launched hundreds of satellites into orbit around Earth, the Moon, and several other worlds. Their spacecraft has orbited, flown by, or landed on every planet in the solar system. NASA also sends astronauts into orbit where they conduct research at the International Space Station, the ISS. This all sounds impressive, but is it really true? What do you think? Is NASA a scam, or are they really doing all these things that they are promising? Next, at number 7, the moon Iapetus is an alien Death Star. The Iapetus is a moon of Saturn that resembles the infamous Death Star in the Star Wars franchise. This moon is a large crater that looks like the fictional weapon super laser focus lens. In Star Wars, the Death Star is a planet-killing machine that destroys entire worlds with this outrageously powerful laser. It is prominently featured in the 1977 Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, as well as in the 2016 movie Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. In 2016, conspiracy theorists are convinced that the Iapetus is an artificial object crafted by aliens. In 2004, a photo was released in the same year by NASA's Cassini. In the photo, there's a line around the moon's equator that resembles the equatorial trench around the Death Star. But this line isn't nearly as interesting as the Death Star's trench, which houses the battle station's engines, thrusters, and docking bays. That line is nothing more than a mountain ridge, and Iapetus is actually just made up of old rock and ice. It's nothing special, really. Cassini has flown by the moon to take pictures several times without being blasted by deadly alien lasers. Next, we have at number 6, the Earth is flat. This myth is so popular that there is even a group named after it, the Flat Earth Society. Members of this organization argue that the horizon is always at eye level, which would not be possible if the Earth was round. They also say there is no full movie of the Earth rotating from space. NASA strongly disagrees and has since posted multiple videos taken from satellites, including a live video of Earth from the ISS, which orbits our planet 16 times per day. One way of demonstrating to yourself that the Earth is round is to consider how the orbits of satellites work. Satellites constantly fall around the Earth as they are pulled around by our planet's gravity. They need to be traveling fast enough at a high enough altitude to not slam into the atmosphere, or Or you could look at the ultra-realistic pictures taken by astronauts at the ISS. Next at number 5, UFO on the sun. NASA has a fleet of sun-gazing spacecraft that keep an eye on space weather, especially during solar eruptions. In 2012, telescopic images appeared to show something in the shadows. On YouTube, some viewers believe this could be a UFO refueling by using the solar plasma. NASA has pointed out that the feature is actually something called a prominence. It has cooler and denser plasma than the outer atmosphere of the sun or the corona. Scientists are still trying to figure out how solar prominences develop, but they're pretty sure it has nothing to do with aliens. There's the heat of the sun. Come on, guys, get some common sense. How can anything survive the sun's 27 million degrees Fahrenheit? Pretty sure a UFO would melt. Next, we have at number 4, Saturn's hexagon is alien technology. Saturn's hexagon is first spotted when NASA's Voyager spacecraft flies by the giant ringed planet in 1980. This unusual six-sided structure on Saturn's north pole has caused a lot of commotion because the straight lines and polygons are not so common in nature. Immediately after the Voyager has returned its first images of Saturn's strange feature, even stranger theories are thrown around. People believe that it is somehow related to alien technology, or perhaps even a gateway to hell. NASA has revealed that the hexagon is not artificial, but rather an odd-looking hurricane at Saturn's pole. NASA has done several flybys of this region with the Cassini spacecraft, studying the haze particles and other features of the storm to try learning more about its weird properties. What do you guys think? Is it a gateway to hell, or just some alien technology? Number 3, Mars is as big as the moon. This conspiracy theory started in 2003. This infamous Mars hoax asserts that Mars is closer to Earth than it has been in the 60,000 years prior. This makes the full moon just as big as Mars. What has started out as a misconstrued email has turned into a recurring rumor that gets reshared every August and naturally spreads to social media as a popular topic. Mars is indeed relatively close to Earth in a cosmic sense, but it is never going to be as large as the full moon. Next up, at number 2, the strange object on Mars. With NASA's Opportunity and Curiosity rovers that regularly take photos of the Martian surface, viewers have the chance to check out what they're doing in almost real time. NASA puts the raw images online for the public to see, but over the years, some weird shapes have cropped up. In 2008, the Opportunity rover took a photograph of something that looks like a female figure. Other photos have shown things shaped like animals, spoons, or other items. You can imagine that with all of the rocks available on Mars, some of them would happen to look like familiar objects. In fact, the human brain tends to perceive meaningful images in random patterns, a phenomenon known as pareidolia. When evaluating these claims, consider that the Martian environment is extremely harsh to life as we know it. The surface is baked with radiation. The air is mostly carbon dioxide, and there's not much atmospheric pressure. Last on our list at number 1, NASA can travel faster than light. Conspiracy theorists are convinced that NASA can travel faster than the speed of light. If you've seen the Star Trek clips that show the Enterprise spaceship warping into another sector, you might have wondered how fast NASA is making progress on being able to move at the speed of light. The M drive has created years of speculation, with some breathlessly saying NASA must be on the verge of breaking the famed barrier. In reality, NASA is downplaying their reports. The engine in question is a prototype that is producing some interesting results, such as appearing to create thrust when there is no reason for this to happen, and thereby violating Newton's third law of motion. That being said, NASA has not yet verified the results from these tests, and the engine has not been widely discussed in peer-reviewed research. Tell us what you think. Is NASA traveling faster than the speed of light or not? That's it for today, space enthusiasts. I hope you enjoyed our list. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like our video, and leave us a comment down below in the comments section.